And welcome back to another episode of Casey Campbell's Videocast. I'm Casey Campbell with Great Lakes Post. And joining me right now is the head coach of Warren De La Salle High School, Mr. Dan Rohn. Dan, how are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me on. Hope you're doing well and staying safe.
Yep. First off, it's been a crazy few months for you. You came, of course, many people know you on the west side of the state at West Catholic, and now, after a couple years away, you're back at you took the De La Salle job. What's it been like the past few weeks?
Yeah, the past few weeks have been different. Something a lot of us haven't experienced, but a few months ago when we made the announcement and I was able to get over to De La Salle and meet with the kids and meet with the coaches, and it felt really natural. It felt like a great fit. Had a meeting with the parents. We had over 300 people in the gym. People are excited. People are ready to move forward, get things going, and the administration and Nate and Mike and Brett, those guys have been super supportive. So we're just trying to do the little things right now and just keep everybody positive and see if we can build a great tradition and build on it, what they've been doing.
Yeah, it's the challenges of coaching in pandemic world have been difficult for a lot of coaches. A lot of tweeting, a lot of text messaging, a lot of Zoom meeting, a lot of this, a lot of that, a lot of online workouts. What has it been like adjusting to this new normal?
It's been difficult. I'm going to be honest. I've talked to a lot of my friends who are coaches, and everybody's got a little bit different philosophy on how to do it. But our situation is so unique because we're introducing a new head coach, a new system, some new techniques, new philosophies. We've added, I think, six new coaches to the varsity staff, and so you've got a lot of those things that you're just working through, and then finding ways to communicate and getting on meetings with each other. And the one thing that's been a little bit easier than I would have anticipated is getting all the coaches on meetings because most of us are all working from home. So, our schedules we can control our schedules a little bit. I think last week we had 4 staff meetings and, tremendous attendance at all of them. And, we've done a lot of things with the offense and defensive playbook. And we've been really trying to communicate with the kids just to see how they're doing, checking their grades, checking their online grades. De La Salle is probably ahead of most people when it comes to the online learning. So we've been pretty fortunate about our kids having the opportunity to get ahead of that and stay on board and been able to monitor it pretty well.
Yeah. What made you decide? I mean, once you leave, you always have that desire to come back and you want more. What made you decide to come back?
I probably left before I really wanted to. I wanted to go and check the college scene out, and I felt like I had a little bit more in me, but I really wanted to be a college head coach. And I'd interviewed a couple times for college jobs and didn't really work out. So I thought if I went and been an assistant, if I was an assistant for a couple of years, it would give me that background and what I needed. And it just didn't feel right. I'm not an assistant coach. Not to say that I probably couldn't, maybe somewhere someday, but Tony and I are great friends. We did a lot of good things at Ferris. It was fun working with them, but there's nothing like Friday night football, and there's nothing like working with a community and a group of kids and people that are really vested. And I'm not just talking about De La Salle being a football school. I'm talking about De La Salle being a great community to be a part of, and I wanted to be a part of that. And I want to leave a legacy for my kids and my family. And I feel like football is my stamp, and being a head coach is what I do. And I just wanted to get back at it. And the minute I walked into De La Salle for my first interview, I felt really comfortable. Felt like being back at West Catholic. Everybody asked me what it's like, and I said it's West Catholic on steroids. Bigger, stronger, faster, more kids, more people, bigger community. So it's about all I can explain to this.
Yeah, when when you look at the Catholic League, it's just like at West Catholic. These other schools are probably as tough as Warren De La Salle is. You have Brother Rice, Orchard Lake St. Mary's, Detroit Catholic Central, U of D Jesuit in a strong Catholic league. What's it like to go up against very, very tough teams that are also very good teams?
There's some great coaches on the east side of the state. Catholic League is traditionally probably the premier conference in the state of Michigan. Let's be honest. I mean, I know the public schools and everybody's doing a lot better job, and the OK Red is a great conference, and there's some really good football conferences out there. But when people talk about it, they all know it. They all understand Detroit Catholic Central football, Brother Rice, Orchard Lake St. Mary's. They've all been there. They've won a ton, and De La Salle's right there with them. And they've been, especially in the last 4 or 5 years. What Coach G and the staff did before I was there, and to win back to back and have those kids there and primed and ready to go again, they've done tremendous things. So I think the football program is in great hands. I think this pandemic just has challenged us in different ways, and it's going to probably make a lot of us different coaches, better coaches, because I'm a repetition guy. You know, I'd like to, if we're going to run a play, we're going to run plays at practice, we're going to run 100 plays in an hour and 20 minutes. So I'm not so sure that online learning is exactly for me, but we're going to give it a test, see if we can get our kids ready.
You look at some of the biggest games that you get to go playing your first game at the Elm at Detroit Catholic Center on a Boys Bowl, or playing against a historic team like Brother Rice. What are those matchups going to be like? And what kind of preparation do you prepare yourself with when you get there? And I'm sure you've had a lot of that at West Catholic.
I have, and I'm going to be really honest that I'm still going to hang my hat on the fact that the regular season is the regular season, and it's great to win a conference championship, and it'd probably be a real feather in our cap to win the Catholic Central League, but our ultimate goal is to win state championships. And going 5-4 with our schedule, or 6-3 with our schedule, 7-2, getting into playoffs, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, we were 1-4 and 1-3 at West Catholic when we won state championships, and I don't think anybody remembers the teams we even lost to. And I'm going to take the same philosophy. Our goal is going to be the best football team we can be on November 1st. And playing those games, playing against the Orchard Lake St. Mary's, traveling to Chicago, playing Davison week 2, those things are going to test us and get us ready for where we need to be.
The new playoff format was announced was announced last year at this time. The playoff system came out last week. Everybody knows where they are, and with the new playoff format, how much of that is a change since everyone was used to the 6 wins and you're in? Now it more focuses on strength of schedule.
I haven't seen it. We haven't seen a change yet. I think a lot of people had their schedule set, so they're not like we have an open date. We're open week 7, and we can't find anybody to play us. We've talked to us. We were scheduled to play a team in New York. We've talked to a number of teams in Ohio, Illinois, Indiana, and we can't find anybody in Michigan. So it really hasn't had that effect yet, but I think now that it's out and it's released, a lot of teams do 2-year contracts. So hopefully that'll open some things up and give us some opportunity. But I think the nice thing about it is like where you stand and who you're going to play and who's going to be in your league, who's going to be in your division. It was a hard thing for us at West all the time. We were borderline once in a while. The schools that we knew we'd compete against were borderline. So just figuring all that stuff out, there was a lot of wasted energy, in my opinion, because you didn't know until it came out on Sunday who you're going to play anyways.
Yeah. And then, of course, the uncertainty that the summer's going to bring. And the uncertainty.
I live right downtown, so go ahead if you want to ask.
That's awesome, man. The uncertainty that the summer might bring with all the summer schedules and, however this pandemic is going to go with the virus. Are you worried that you might not get practice time before a potential season starts in September, or do you think that it's going to be different, but how different do you think it will be?
It's going to be difficult. Like I said earlier, I'm a repetition guy. I want to see the kids running plays and doing things over and over and over again before they're ready to go. And not having that opportunity is going to make things tough. Getting kids in shape, getting kids ready is going to be difficult. I've always been an up-tempo, fast-paced team, and our conditioning happens in our workouts. Our conditioning happens in practice. It doesn't happen, like old school, like running 20 wind sprints at the end of practice. You got to do it with a lot of plays and a lot of tempo in practice, a lot of movement, and we're just going to have to adjust to that. I've already done 3 calendars. I did a calendar when I first got the job. I did a second one when we kind of slowed down a little bit. And I just want to change this around. I'm just going to sit tight now and just wait to see what happens before I start playing practices and schedules again.
Right. All right, Dan, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll look forward to maybe having you on towards August.
All right, thanks. Appreciate it.
All right, man.